In this episode, we get extreme. We talk Star Wars in the mailbag. We look at some new junk I got laying around on the table. And we do verse of the day. Welcome to another episode of the Gideon's Tactical Show. Well, hey folks, we are back at it, and I apologize for the late post of the Gideon's Tactical Show, but based off of a few episodes ago where I said I was really kind of burned out at my wit's end trying to balance all the different things in life. I could have killed myself to try and get this out by 6 a.m. like I normally do on Saturday morning, but I decided to take a break, have fun with my family yesterday evening, and you know, wake up this morning and have breakfast with my son and my family and do that before I came downstairs and posted this. So again, I will do my best to always have it up at 6 a.m. on Saturdays, but family comes first, and I appreciate you guys supporting that, particularly in that video that I recently posted about going too far. So with all that though, we are into it. I'm excited. We got a lot to talk about today. I'm really looking forward to what we're going to discuss. And the first thing I want to do is we're going to do the segment called Shooting the Breeze Between the Trees. And this part of the video is where we kind of just discuss my thoughts, something that I'm chewing on right now, something I'm maybe in the midst of. And so for me, it all kind of stems off of a situation in my life right now. I have a few about extreme ownership and taking ownership for your life, for your decisions, and especially if you're a leader, you know, and not pushing the guff off on somebody else, the problems off or the mistakes off on somebody else, and saying, you know what, I take ownership for what happened, both positive and negative, and let's move on down the road and figure out how we don't have to run into this problem, run into this issue, deal with this situation again. And so I've been just kind of chewing on this, and then I recently was reminded of the book that I have started reading and I need to finish by Jocko Willink. Right here, Extreme Ownership. He was a Navy SEAL that has now gone into the leadership world and just helping business leaders and people in general on leadership skills. So he kind of took what he had learned from the Navy SEALs and now he's applied it to the business world and is doing extremely well. I saw an interview with him recently and really just reminded me of this concept of extreme ownership and taking ownership, particularly if you're in a leadership position. But regardless, even if you lead nothing, you know, and your job is sitting in a toll booth by yourself. I mean, it doesn't matter, regardless if it's in work, regardless if it's in your home life, if it's in your personal life and the personal decisions that you make, you need to take ownership for it. It's your decision, it's your situation, and to try to push the guff and push the problem onto somebody else or blame somebody else only perpetuates the problem, and it doesn't get a solution going. And saying, yep, that was my bad, let's talk about how we can fix it and move on. And it takes a level of humility to do that. But what I've personally found in my own personal life, because I'm in charge of huge programs at my other job and lots and lots of people working under me, volunteers mostly, but there are lots of programs and lots of stuff going on all the time that at the end of the day, it's my responsibility if it gets done or not. And what I've found is when I have come up short, when I have given maybe a responsibility to somebody and they didn't follow through or whatever, but ultimately it comes back to me, when the leadership above me, my bosses and stuff, come to me and say, hey, Aaron, what happened? Why is that a problem? Why did this happen? When I try to point fingers, it only perpetuates the problem. My bosses, you know, just get mad at me and then I'm mad at that person and it doesn't really go well. Versus if I sit back and go, you know what? That is absolutely my bad. I apologize. I made a mistake. And let's talk about how we can fix that because I never want to have that mistake happen again. And when I do that, it immediately cuts off any contention, any problems, and like you'll see people over you, bosses or leaders or whatever it may be, kind of go, okay. Well, if you agree that it's a problem and it's your mistake, well then let's talk about how we can fix that. And it tells the leadership that you're working with that they can work with you. The people over you, they can go, wow, this person I can work with because they are seeing an issue that I see. And they may not even have the answers for it, but that's okay. They're humble enough to say, I don't have all the answers, I need help. And then they go out and they do it. And I'm just seeing that in some, you know, situations all over in my life right now. And it just reminded me of this concept. And I just really want to challenge you guys that regardless of where you are in life, I mean, it can be with your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, you know, I mean, your husband, wife, whatever. You know, if you sit there and try and blame other situations, blame other people, well, you know, your wife's frustrated at you that you didn't unload the dishwasher and she asked you to, right? if you sit there and like, well, babe, I was so, like, I'm tired. I worked the extra, 3 hours today, and the boss is riding me, and I had to pick up the kids, and da-da-da-da, I'm sorry, kind of thing. Well, then you're just going to have a fight with your spouse. Versus if you go, you know what, babe? I'm sorry. You're right. I had a lot going on at work, but that is absolutely not an excuse. I said I would unload the dishwasher, and I didn't. I apologize, and I'm going to do my very best to do that again, and maybe let's talk about how I can make sure to do that again, or maybe a reminder for me so I don't forget. Immediately, that's going to change the dynamic, shift the discussion to a positive solution, and push down and tamp down any sort of fight, any sort of disagreement or contention. And so, based again off of this book, and I'll have links in the description below with all the other stuff we're going to talk about today for that book. That's a good read, and I need to finish the book. And I listened to about an hour interview with Jocko, and it was awesome. It really challenges me, reminded me of some stuff. But I just want to give you a quote here from the book. Total responsibility for failure is a difficult thing to accept. And taking ownership when things go wrong requires extraordinary humility and courage. But doing just that is an absolute necessity to learning, growing as a leader, and improving a team's performance. Absolutely, 100%. I've seen that in my own life. And it's not an easy thing. Again, it takes courage and it takes humility. And a lot of people don't have that, because another quote that I just want to give you here, I don't know who said this, but ego clouds and disrupts everything. Leaders must leave their egos at the door. And that's a boss, that's somebody running a company, that's an owner of a company, that's in the military, that's in law enforcement, that's everywhere and anywhere. That is absolutely 100% true. And I'll blend this right in as we kind of wrap up this concept and just challenging you guys with this idea. We'll also do the verse of the day here kind of in the beginning. Proverbs 28:13 says this, "Whoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy." I've seen that over and over again in my life, and nobody is perfect. I am not perfect. But when we sit there and go, that was a mistake, that was a transgression on my part, I'm in this situation because of my actions, whatever it may be, name the thing, then you will be able to obtain mercy, you'll be able to grow, your team will be better, you will be better as a leader or as a dad or a mom or a quarterback, a running back, somebody on a squad for the military. And when there's an obvious issue, then you will not prosper. It will not benefit you. So hopefully that shooting the breeze between the trees as well as the verse of the day has encouraged you guys. And at this time, just want to remind you guys and thank you as always for your support in every way, regardless if you're watching, if you're liking, if you're sharing, or you're using the hyperlinks that we offer to you below throughout every video, either to knock around sunglasses. They have Hot Wheel editions out last I checked, and we did a giveaway over on Instagram. Those are super sick. Those are selling out really fast, so hop on over there. It's a new batch of their limited run Hot Wheels sunglasses for the whole family. Hyperlinks below in the video, but also to Amazon Blade HQ for all the stuff that you see here. I'll throw a bunch of the links to the products I'm about to show you guys of just the junk around the Gideonstactical table, the stable, the prep room, whatever it is that we're about to look at here. Yeah, guys, we thank you so much for your continued support. Without you guys watching, clicking, sharing, buying, and using those hyperlinks, we wouldn't have the fuel to buy and get out there and make the content that we do. So thank you so much for your continued support here at the channel by using the hyperlinks and watching. All right, so we got tons of stuff floating around in here. This room is a giant mess right now of gear. The basement is a pigsty of tons and tons of reviewable gear. So I'm just gonna run through a couple things here. Real quick, I'm concerned that this is being discontinued, the 4-banger, 2-banger series. I'm not seeing a lot of them available right now. Amazon sold out of this double tap, and I haven't seen it replenished. Maybe it's being discontinued, I'm not sure, but if you saw this in a recent video, I'm in love with that piece of gear. And if you are thinking about it, hop on it because they may be gone soon for great value. I love that. I'll have a link in the description below. It's for the 4-banger, 2-banger series from 511. But I was a little concerned. I literally hopped on it and bought a few more just because I love those so much. Then this one's super exciting. Oh my gosh, Tops Knives with their Camp Creek knife. Let me see if we can get that in there. S35 VN steel. Tops Knives very first. Look at that, like amazing, insane belly. G10 handle, 4-inch blade. And then a mind-blowing Kydex sheath. This is a factory tops sheath. They are stepping up their game in every way. And right now, MSRP is $200. It's on sale, last I checked on their website, for $175, which is nuts for like the what you're getting. And I'm sure like Blade HQ Amazon links that we'll have down the line, I'm sure it's gonna probably run around like street price 160 maybe, which is crazy for what you're getting. So really excited to do the video on that, coming real soon. This is fun. I believe, let me see, yeah, the PD35 from Phoenix, this just arrived in with kind of a tan digicam. And this is actually, it's got 1,000 lumens, you know, multiple settings, all kinds of different stuff. Runs off of 2 different types of batteries, the CR123s or the, what is it, 18650 or something. Anyway, huge, powerful, you know, in like punch, I mean. But it's just cool that they have some different colors. I think they have like urban, which is what this one is, camo color, and then they have like a woodland camo color. And the comment that I would say is, I think these are super cool, more so just for the fact that I'm sick of like just black or tan flashlights. Let's get some crazy colors in there. For I'm particularly talking about like the bigger stuff, you know, like, I mean, you can get little keychain ones that are like 50 different colors, but some camo stuff, you know, just cool different designs I think would be really cool to start seeing on some flashlights. Just be fun, different, and you can express yourself. You know, that's what we do, guys, with this gear a lot of the time. We're expressing ourselves. It's an outward example of what's going on inside with the gear that we rock and the colors and flavors and different stuff like that. I mean, I know you guys dog on it sometimes, my knock around, you know, G.I. Joe, crazy. Right? This is a part of my personality. Yeah, there are times where I'm very like low profile, blacked out, gray man, but there are parts of my personality that are like, woo! You know, like going down a roller coaster, and so I'm expressing myself in that way. And we do the same thing with our knives, with our flashlights, with the clothing we wear, with the gear choices that we have, all of it. So just cool. Review coming soon on this guy, and it's really cool. I just like the color. I'm just digging the color a lot there. Let's see, the partner, Sabra Gear, has recently released an update. You guys have been in the past really curious about that. This is like a either shoulder bag, organizer pouch that you can just molly anywhere, or a drop leg pouch, and it's really awesome. I'm planning on getting to the review here soon. I've had it too long. I should have had the review out already. I apologize. Yeah, this thing is sick. Go check out Sabra Gear if you're looking for like drop leg that you attach to your belt and ride on your thigh. Organizers, I mean, you could do a whole bushcraft kit in this. Comes with a shoulder strap. I mean, all this stuff. Really, really cool. Check out Sabra Gear, links below. Oh, dudes. Oh, dudes. The Terminus. I don't know, Terminus, you guys were giving me a hard time about this before. So this is the XR version of this knife. CTS BD-Z1 steel, cryogenically treated, G10 carbon fiber handles, no assisted opening. They have their RX locking mechanism that's very similar to like what a Benchmade or Spyderco kind of ball bearing system, you know, or their axis lock, finger flipper or thumb studs. Wow. Video coming soon. I just picked this guy up and I am so far really digging it. SOG is doing an amazing job with this idea. I cannot wait to see what other stuff they come out in that kind of vein and line. I mean, that really pumped to do that video for you guys. Real quick, I mean, I got so much stuff up here. I'm just trying to be picky and choosy. Let's see here. Raider buoy, we just did a video on this, but I just want to remind you guys, the SP line, they've updated some stuff, put a lot better relief edges from what I'm seeing on their blades, and then upgraded their sheaths over at Ontario. So USA made. I paid $40 for this guy a while ago. Last I checked, I think it was like $50 on Amazon. And then a lot of their other ones, like the SP8 machete, I think I saw for $39.99 on Amazon today. The SP5 machete, it's like $45. I saw the SP53, which is an insane huge chopper with a recurve, $42. So I'm gonna have a link. Those will be in the links below as well. Mind-blowing, high value, $10.95, USA made, and Ontario is really doing a good job of kind of tweaking some of their older designs, and I'm really pumped about that. That is just a great blade. We had it out the other day testing it for the Gerber pack hatchet review, and it just reminded me of how performance to value to capability is amazing with a lot of Ontario's SP line. All right, folks, finally to the mailbag. Got a lot of fun stuff here today. We got a couple Star Wars questions and just a lot of, I'm going to try and crank through some of these here. The _OG_MP asks, if you had to pick one Star Wars character to learn survival skills from, who would it be? Easy, Chewbacca. The guy has lived through 2 galactic wars and survived, outlived his buddy Han Solo, is a Wookiee, so has not only had to learn how to live on Kashyyyk and their jungle planet and live in a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Primitive environment, but also being able to survive out in the galactic universe from Mos Eisley to snow planets to everywhere in between. Chewbacca has got it going on. He's got some survival skills that I would absolutely want to spend some time with and learn from him. Ben Lipke asks, is the Man X2 lightweight still your favorite do everything pocket knife? How has the Maximet held up steel, that particular type of steel, and have you had to sharpen it yet? Great question. Yes, if you were to ask me, hey dude, I just need one pocket knife that can literally do just about everything. The Man X2 lightweight still is my jam. I mean, it just makes so much sense to me in so many different ways. It's light enough, but it has a great blade shape. You can choke up on it, but it has great traction for, you know, harder tasks. I mean, there's just so much, and pretty good price points. That particular steel, the Maximet, I've only had to like ceramic rod it one time. I was realizing that the fine edge, I mean, it was still a great cutting. There was no burring, there was no rolling, there was nothing. And I've used it a lot. I mean, I've had it, I think, for a year, and I have had to ceramic rod that thing one time and just get like 20 passes, boom, stupid sharp, and has held that stupid sharp edge for months now. So yes, it still is. Yes, that steel is insane. I have not had to remove chips out of it. So like if you were to drop it, or you hit a rock while you were cutting through something, that I do not know what that would be like. That might really suck. I don't know how good it will be at resharpening the harder things. Okay, another Star Wars question from the _OGMP_. Would you like to see a short lightsaber that looked like a Bowie knife? Maybe a lightsaber dagger. Dude, if I could have this knife right here, but this blade like wide, and it like cut in, I don't know how, in physics you could make that happen. I don't know how a lightsaber isn't just a light gun. I mean, how would you stop a saber? Like that makes a piece of light. How would you stop it? But if you could do it, if it looked like this, that would be so sick. So sick. Imagine Darth Vader rocking his main lightsaber, and then he's got a backup Bowie dagger lightsaber that he sticks one of his generals that didn't do what he wanted him to do. That would be amazing. So absolutely, I would want to go with, if they made that and figured out how to do that, I would be first in line. Absolutely. Love it. So there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for coming over today, checking out the channel. I hope you guys have enjoyed this particular Gideonstactical Show episode. Don't forget again about the mailbag. Put #mailbag. You might get your questions answered in an upcoming video. Please subscribe if you're not a current subscriber. Throwing up videos like this every single week. Having fun, having a good time. Check us out on all the social media. Don't forget about, I don't know, all kinds of stuff going on. Gideonstactical patches are in the works. They are being shipped, to my knowledge, as we speak. Probably in another month you will see them. So stay tuned for that. Really excited about that. And yeah, we got great stuff coming up. Got a lot of great ideas. Got some interviews. I'm going to try and get an interview in the next week or two for the Gideonstactical Show for some very interesting people. And yeah, we're just going to have a good time, guys. Finally, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. See you out there.